So this video is going to be on red flags that can exist in a marriage-based green card interview. What is a red flag? A red flag is something that exists in the marriage that causes an immigration officer to do a double take, that causes an immigration officer to have a concern over the application that otherwise might not exist. And red flags are things that exist as part of the applications that can't be taken away. So it's not how someone responds to a question during the interview. It's actually something that's part of the application. It's something that's part of the marriage. So one red flag is the U.S. citizen has sponsored another foreign citizen previously for a green card and got divorced. This actually happens a decent amount. If a U.S. citizen may feel a connection, especially to people from a certain country, maybe the U.S. citizen naturalized and had been from that country to begin with, that U.S. citizen might be someone who would be more likely to fall in love with an individual from that same country. But that's something that jumps out at immigration officers. If the U.S. citizen has previously sponsored a foreign citizen for a marriage green card, got a divorce, and is now submitting a new application for a different foreign citizen. Number two, a red flag is either the U.S. citizen or foreign citizen got a divorce fairly recently before the couple got together. So if the U.S. citizen or foreign citizen had been previously married and got a divorce, and then very recently from that point in time on started dating the spouse who's going to be part of the marriage green card interview, that's a red flag. Immigration officers like to see time between marriages and time for relationships. Sticking with that, another related red flag is how long did the couple actually date and know each other before falling in love? If the time is very limited, that by itself can be a red flag too. Another red flag, and I'm not saying these things are fair, okay? I'm just saying that this is how it is. A red flag can be if the U.S. citizen spouse has very little money. If the U.S. citizen spouse has very, very little money and requires a joint sponsor, and it's not even close to how much money the U.S. citizen has compared to what the affidavit of support requirements are, that can be a major red flag. Another red flag, again, this is not fair. It's been my experience sometimes can be if the marriage is between a man and a woman and the woman is much older than the man. I haven't seen that to be the case in the opposite situation where there's a marriage between a man and a woman and the man is much older than the woman. But I have seen cases where if the woman is much older than the man, that can sort of be a red flag. Another red flag, and I think this is actually a very important one, is a situation where the couples are from cultures that generally do not necessarily get along, okay? So that can be a red flag. If the couple are from cultures where they usually don't have anything to do with each other, don't even like each other from what their backgrounds are, that can be a red flag. And here's the biggest red flag. This one is a really, really big one, and I think it's the largest one. If the couples don't know each other's family at all. And when this happens, the response is almost always the same. Oh, my family and I do not get along, or my family and I are estranged, or my family and I would not respect my marriage, or they may even hold prejudices. And those things can be completely true. There's nothing, obviously there are many situations where those things are true. People have very different family backgrounds and very different relationships. It just so happens that in cases where the marriage is not legitimate, that's what the couple always says. The couple always says, well, I don't have relatives who know about this because we don't get in touch, or we're estranged, or they wouldn't respect my marriage. So because of that, when couples say that, even if it's true and the marriage is fully legitimate, it becomes a major red flag.